So, gas prices, huh? If we look at the cost of gas prices according to the U.S. Energy Information Administration, as of March of this year, the highest amount needed to pay for gas would be $4.32. And if we multiply that by how much the average gas tank holds, which would be 18 gallons, you would have to pay approximately $77.76. Gas prices seem to be getting higher, don't they? I wonder why. Maybe it couldn't be due to the fact that the world is heavily relying on fossil fuels, could it? Well, that, ladies and gentlemen, is what I'm here to inform you about. The continued use of fossil fuels at the rate we are using it is unsustainable, and the best way to solve this problem would be to convert our main sources of energy to more sustainable energy sources. To see how this problem can be solved, we have to see what the problem is, what is causing the problem, or how it is caused, and see what alternatives are available to alleviate it. First, let's see what fossil fuels are, and see how they are used, and how much is used in our society. Fossil fuels are one of the world's most used energy sources, and one that has been running out for a long time. Fossil fuels consist of coal, natural gas, and petroleum. Fossil fuels are non-renewable resources, which means that the supply is finite. Fossil fuels have been used for many years and have been claimed to be one of the more cheaper energy sources, though it is proven wrong time and time again as the prices for it go higher and higher every year. These fuels are used to provide electricity to homes, vehicles, and cities, even factories as a whole. As time goes on, more cars get put on the road, more cities get made. And according to Gale's article on transportation infrastructure, TRIP reported between 2000 and 2021, vehicle traffic increased nationwide by nearly 20%. Most of these vehicles rely on fossil fuels to run. Just imagine looking at a street or a highway and think of most of these cars would be running on fossil fuels, and that would just be for the nation that it increased 20%. And imagine the world would be a lot larger, a large scale. Now that I explained what fossil fuels are, next we'll talk about how efficient they will be over time and the problems that they cause. While fossil fuels are a reliable source of energy, it is important for them not to be relied on entirely, as that they will have their drawbacks on the world environmentally and economically. Since fossil fuels are finite resources, it can run out at the rate the world is using them up. So they will eventually run out, which means that the less fossil fuels there are, the higher the prices for them will go. Relying heavily on fossil fuels is a major problem due to the return on investment, which is the process of measuring how much work it would take to gain the result. For example, when extracting fossil fuels through the process of oil drilling or fracking, it may take more fossil fuels to obtain it than the amount of fuel that they will get at the end of the process. Fossil fuels cause environmental impacts such as global warming, which as carbon emissions go through the air as vehicles are used every day. The extraction of fossil fuels also causes environmental impacts, as fossil fuels are underground, and to get to them, the area around it will need to be destroyed by the machinery that is used to extract it. Now that you know how fossil fuels are impacting our world, let's look at some alternative energy sources that can lessen the impact of the fossil fuels create and will be more efficient in the long run. Renewable energy is created by something that does not run out, and while it doesn't produce energy as fast as fossil fuels, their efficiency will rise as time goes on. Here are a few examples of renewable resources. Solar energy comes from the radiation that emits from the sun, which can be captured by solar panels and be converted to electricity. The sun isn't something that can just run out, so the sun will always, throughout the day, will always be able to provide energy that can be stored and converted into electricity. Wind electricity is usually gained from huge wind farms, which consist of large windmills that create energy as the wind turns them, which then can generate electricity. Hydropower is created in hydropower plants which get their energy from the flow from rivers, which in turn turbines to create electricity. So all those giant windmills you see whenever you drive past or go to maybe the mountains or to an open area, those usually are made to just provide electricity. By reviewing the benefits of renewable energy resources, we can see a better solution to a problem. And by seeing that the heavy use of fossil fuels is causing more harm to the world than good, we can find a solution by using alternative energy sources. While the world is still relying heavily on fossil fuels, it is good to know that it is slowly evolving to use cleaner energy sources. And while it may not be an easy outcome, it is a possible one. Thank you.